That's right. That's right. You are here with me, your favorite cousin's favorite cousin, Bill. You're watching on Nerds at Night. You're watching on the Drunk Bantha's channel. This is Late Night with the Bantha Bunch Show. Let's go. That's right. It's the Bantha Bunch Show. What's happening, y'all? Yeah, it's your favorite cousin Bill here. And I am getting it in with my favorite producer's favorite producer Penny. What up, though? Yeah, it's going down. What's happening, y'all? We got a lot to talk about today. Wherever you're watching from, shout out to y'all and appreciate y'all. Let's give it a round of applause for everybody. Shout out to the Fifth Bantha. He says, what up, fam? Time for some Kundalini. That's right. Time to get some Kundalini in us, ladies and gentlemen. Get a little Kundalini in you. Kundalini sounds sexist. Sex. It sounds like sex. Sexy? I don't know, but it sounds like sex. Oh, come on and get up in here now. It's time to do the show. That's right. It's the Bantha Bunch Show. Shout out to everyone who is joining us. Shout out to everyone who is joining us. Shout out to the new members. Shout out to the old members. Shout out to everyone who's been holding us down, man. Let me get this shout out in real quick. Yeah, shout out to Gers and Purrs. Shout out to Rocket 8. C Franco 714. Shout out to Dylan Smith. Shout out to Rachel V. And shout out to Othelius. We got those are our members who keeping the lights on, keep renewing. Shout out to y'all, man. We really appreciate it. And if you're not a member, you can hit the join button somewhere around by the subscribe button on this video, and you can join us. It'll be, a good time, man. We give you a lot of good content, some of it very early, some of it kind of early, and some of it exclusive only to you. No one will ever see some of this content unless you jump on the members. I did want to throw on. So this is what happened, y'all. Sorry. This is what happened, y'all. We got a voicemail. We had a voicemail come in. If you check it out here, if I actually had done my job right today, I'm supposed to put it. What happened to it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, if I'd actually done my job right today, it's supposed to be at the bottom here, and it's supposed to say that it is episode 46. Episode 46. Shout out to y'all almost fucking rocking with me for almost a year so far. But yeah, the voicemail call number is at the bottom right there. The number is 323-680-4101. And you can leave a voicemail, say whatever you want. And finally, we got an example other than Rachel V. Shout out to Rachel V, first caller. And we got us another caller here. I just want to play it for you guys. 1 second. No, wrong button. Hold on.
Hey, what up? It's Phil. Bro, so completely random, but I'm rewatching Static Shock. Tell me why they got this nigga Karl Malone as a fucking superhero in it, my nigga. Hey yo, it is worse because like Virgil Hawkins, his pops let him kick it with him just off the strength that he's a fucking famous basketball player. Yo, nigga, what the fuck was the 2000s? Bro, that's crazy.
Oh man, I think that was Othelius. I can't hear it at the beginning. Let's see, y'all. Y'all tell me who this is.
Hey, yo, what up? It's Phil, bro.
Phil.
So,
So Phil, shout out to Phil. That was a hell of. Let me play that whole. Let me play that whole thing again. Let me see if I
hey, yo,
really
what up?
understood what's
It's
happening.
Phil, bro. So, completely random, but I'm rewatching Static Shock. Tell me why they got this nigga Carl Malone as a fucking superhero in it, my nigga. Hey, yo, it is worse because, like, Virgil Hawkins, his pops let him kick it with him just off the strength that he's a fucking famous basketball player. Yo, nigga, what the fuck was the 2000s? Bro, that's crazy.
What's really crazy about it is that first of all, shout out to the caller. I'm pretty sure that was Theo, or it was Othelius, but or both. But shout out to the caller. You guys can all make a call and get your jokes off, say what you got to say, or just plain old, just breathe on the phone weird and shit, Shout out to Film Age. What up, Film Age? Film Age said, what up, fam? Fifth Bantha said, oh, damn, I forgot about Karl Malone was in that. Yeah, man. Okay, so that Karl Malone stuff, very weird because, yeah, Karl Malone is a PDF file. I think he had sex with his 13-year-old cousin, like first cousin, too. Gross. He was like 16 or 17 or something like that. I don't know. Gross stuff. Gers and Purrs. Shout out to Gers and Purrs. I already gave you a shout out earlier. Thanks for resubscribing to the channel as a member. Really appreciating it. Gers and Purrs says popped in right on time for producer Pete cameo. That's right. She's having a great time right now. Having a great time. Fifth Bantha says, I've made it to where she's talking about a rising kundalini. That sounds dirty. Ill. Let me tell you, my kundalini is rising just thinking about it. I mean, just thinking about it. My kundalini is hot and rising. Oh, man. Yeah, we got a little stuff to talk about, y'all. We got some stuff to talk about. But yeah, if you want to leave your voicemail, go ahead, 323-680-4101. Yeah, man, my week's been crazy. I don't know about y'all, but I've been watching a lot of documentaries, man. A lot of documentaries to get ready for this show, man, because I was like, what are we going to talk about on Thursday? Y'all know, for those who don't know, I never know what I'm going to talk about on this show till about Wednesday night, Thursday morning, because I have to watch so many different documentaries because I want to keep this show fresh. I don't like doing a bunch of old stuff that's already been done. And this particular show called Breathe, Breath of Fire. Breathe. I always say breathe because when I was getting ready to watch this, I wanted to watch this like a few weeks ago. and talk about it with you guys. But I saw that it was a docu-series, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'll even talk about it week to week. Like, it's not something that we do on this show. As y'all know, we kind of just talk about one thing, and sometimes we'll follow up, but we really like to keep it pushing. Unless it's something newsworthy, we'll follow up here. But at the Drunk Bantha show, we like to get it in. What up, Othelius? What up, Othelius? Yo, Othelius, you weren't the one who left this voicemail, right? I'll just have to ask you real quick, because we had a voicemail and we don't know who it's from.
Hey, what up? It's Dale, bro. So completely random, but I'm rewatching Static Shock. Tell me why they got this nigga Carl Malone as a fucking superhero in it, my nigga. Hey, it is worse because like Virgil Hawkins, his pops let him kick it with him just off the strength that he's a fucking famous basketball player. Yo, nigga, what the fuck was the 2000s? Bro, that's crazy.
Othelius said, yes, that's me. So shout out to Othelius. It's official. Shout out to Othelius for his amazing voicemail. That shit was crazy. Yeah, I already explained why it was crazy. Y'all know he's a PDF file. It's weird. Don't leave Carl Malone with your kids. I don't care if he's a superhero. I don't care if he's a supervillain. I don't care if he ain't got no powers at all. His number one superpower is being fucking weird. Fifth Bantha said, ha, man, it was crazy, and thank you for reminding me of it. Yeah, everybody is pretty much like, yeah, let's show that love. Thank you for thank you for letting me know that Carl Malone ain't shit. Ophelia said, like, bruh, Carl Malone as a superhero is nuts. Yeah, he's only a superhero in Utah. That's the only place that I would consider him to be a superhero, or not me consider, but someone would be considering him to be a superhero. Fifth Bantha says, nah, your kids are safe. He needs you to have the same blood, right? Oh man. Ooh.
Why you booing me? I'm right.
Oh man, that's gross. That's just the only reason you get a boo is because it's nasty. But yeah, he's a weirdo. So I want to talk about this Kundalini lady, but I do have to talk about one of the other documentaries that I watched early this week, because I was like I really wanted to talk about this shit. It was a UFO documentary coming out, and I was like hype, because I was like, it's this Manhattan man, Morgan. What was the name of that shit? I forgot the name of that goddamn documentary. But anyway, it's on Netflix. It's about abduction in Manhattan. Othelia said, finna pass on this body. I'm John Stockton. So yeah, the documentary is about this lady who got abducted in Manhattan. It's called, yes, thank you, Fifth Bantha. It's called the Manhattan Alien Abduction. And I was very interested. If you guys don't know, I am a big UFO guy, huge, but I'm not weird, as you know. That's why you're here. Well, at least that's why you stayed. But it's about this it's a documentary about this man who was a huge UFO researcher, and at the time in the 80s, there wasn't a lot of information that was out there about people who had been abducted. So he was on the cutting edge of that. He'd always be on like the Donahues and all that shit. Well, he got married to this lady who was a producer. Like, she made little short films and documentaries and stuff like that, right? And she was a photographer and blah, blah, blah. They get married, and she doesn't believe in any of that kind of UFO shit. She believes in science. She says she believes in the scientific method where you have to prove this kind of shit, which I also feel that way. You know, I feel that way as well. But I digress. One day they meet this lady who, long story short, they meet this other lady who says she was abducted by aliens and her whole life, and she was abducted during the time that they were talking to her back and forth. She was abducted by aliens in the middle of Manhattan in the middle of the night. People saw it, witnesses saw it allegedly, and blase blase. Well, turns out nobody really saw it, and also this bitch was basically lying. But that wasn't the point. My point is that I hated this documentary because this documentary really wasn't even about aliens. It really wasn't even about UFOs. It was about this love triangle between this dude and this lady who claimed she was abducted, and it was about his wife who was feeling like he was being duped, and like it just felt like some crazy white people drama that I didn't even need to know about. Like, I didn't need to know any of this shit. And I really feel like documentaries, to some degree, you should feel like I left needing to know that. I didn't know I needed to know that, but I left needing to know that. Fifth Bantha says the thing about him that always seemed suspicious was just how much was filmed, and how he did things on film was very sus. Well, yeah, he was a magician. You know, he was a sleight of hand dude for sure. He said, Fifth Bantha says, these two women hate each other on a whole other level. That is a fact. Othelia said, damn, Bill said the documentary was clickbait. It was a whole clickbait documentary. I was pissed because I'm like, yo, I just watched a whole documentary about these white people who had a weird white people threesome love triangle. It was so weird, y'all. But anyway, long story short, the gist of that documentary is this dude was basically fucking this lady that claimed that she was abducted, and his wife was recording all these events, and she could tell she was lying. And yeah, it was bullshit. Whack. What does it get? Let's see what button I can give this one. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one. Did not come through for me on that one. So I threw it in the gutter, and I'll go buy another.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
And now I'm looking, right? I'm searching. I'm sad. And I found me a documentary. Fifth Bantha says it was clickbait from the perspective of the abduction. Yes, all of that is weird, but it's the story of this guy that is so interesting. It's not the story of this guy is interesting. Nothing about it was interesting. Fuck that guy. That guy, he lost validity once he either started lying with that lady that was lying to him, or when he started just accepting her lies. So he was either lying before or he was lying with her, is what I'm trying to say. And you don't know which one was which. So fuck him. He's a terrible scourge on the community of UFOs because he couldn't keep his dick in his pants, and he would rather fudge evidence to further on his own ego because he just wanted to make a book and a movie. That was the whole fucking point of the whole goddamn. Ugh, you're gonna make me throw up. Anyway, shout out to producer Terry. He has me kind of fucked up off this gin. I left the bottle over there though, so I can't tell you what it is, but they're not paying the bills here anyway. But he brought us this gin, and that shit was fucking gnarly, dude. Like, so I'm drinking gin and juice and smoking weed for the first time since I've lived in Los Angeles. Nah, you thought I was going to say for the first time. Feels like the first time. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I was looking for something to watch. I was like, what am I going to do? This is terrible, terrible week for documentaries and television. And then I was on HBO watching the Boondocks. You know, get my Boondocks on. And then I saw this show called Breath of Fire. And it was on there, and I was like, man, they keep saying new episodes. I keep seeing this documentary on there. Keep saying new episode, new episode, new episode. I said, okay, well, let's see. Maybe this is the one that I need, right? Maybe this is the shit. Fuck it. I don't know nothing else to watch. I've been watching terrible ones all week. So I turned it on. And yeah, man, this one got me going. It was a documentary about this lady who practices Kundalini. We're going to be saying that a lot, y'all. Kundalini yoga. Do y'all know what Kundalini yoga is? If you don't, let me know. I'll explain it. Psych, I'm not explaining shit. So let me just explain this little breakdown. Let me read the little breakdown online. It says YouTube astrologer Katie Griggs rose to fame as the face of Kundalini yoga and re-innovated herself as Guru Jagat. Guru Jagat. I think that's how you say it. Is anyway. Attracting followers from all over the world. Among them were celebrities and fee-paying devotees who were lured with promises of prosperity, physical health, and spiritual fulfillment. Breath of Fire is a series offering a multi-decade examination of the corruption with Kundalini yoga and a portrait of a master manipulator spotlighting the uneasy nexus of the American dream, self-innovation, and fanatical ideology. Excuse me, but whatever. Anyway, so now this shit was crazy, y'all. We get introduced to Katie in a way that is kind of one of those superficial, like, bleh moments where, you know, this is who this person is. blase in the sense of a documentary style introduction. But what interested me about the way that they decided to introduce this girl was it was a lot more, it seemed a lot more genuine in the reverence of the person. Katie is what I'm gonna could be calling her probably the majority of the time, because Guru Jezit is just some shit that I don't know if I can keep saying accurately. But this is the lady right here, Guru Jezit. She's in the thumbnail, whatever. Y'all seen it when you clicked in here. The software's been weird with me showing videos, so I won't be able to show you a video, but I can play the audio like I've been doing the last couple of weeks. Shout out to everybody who's been fucking with us this last couple of weeks, keeping us going, man. And shout out to everybody who's been with us for 46 weeks. 46 weeks, y'all. 46 weeks. That's a long time. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get this intro. Oh, man, I think I did it perfect. Hold on.
Carry on this.
Says that the business and money.
Oh, man, I don't want to play this because it's got the goddamn music on here. Well, anyway, so Katie is a yoga teacher here in California, in Los Angeles, California, to be more specific. And she decides to, well, I'm not going to say what she decides to do, but she has this yoga studio. It's H340. I think it is the Institute of Ra Ma. And excuse me, I'm trying to pull it up here. There we go. And she was really good. This is at around 2011, 2012. She was really good, Katie, at getting at speaking to women in their early 20s to mid 30s, early 40s. She was really good at getting those people in, getting them energized, and getting their money. You know what I'm saying? It's all about them ducats. First of all, and first and foremost, okay? It's about getting that money. And especially at a yoga studio in Los Angeles where rent is fucking crazy. So there's an emphasis on getting money and getting, what do you call it? I don't want to say subscribers, but clients to build and keep you steady. Build your business, but keep you steady so you can keep working, right? This is one of these places, though, that's all culty, you know? Y'all ever been in a cult? Put it in the comments if you've ever been in a cult or if you almost got put into a cult, and let me know, and we'll talk about it on here a little bit. But yeah, this is one of them spots that's mad culty, yo. And so this lady, she's not unlike any other cult leader. And she was very reminiscent to me of a Creflo Dollar. And I'm not bullshitting you. There's a one point in the documentary where the lady starts talking about how you need to be giving her money so that she can have the good things because she's a spiritual teacher. And what better way for a spiritual teacher can't walk around here, in the slums. A spiritual teacher can't be out here, wearing the same shoes every month. I got to wear different shoes. I got to get new shoes every month. Cuz, you know what I'm saying? So she was on that type of time. She was on some pimp shit for real. On God, she was on some pimp shit. Y'all just got to watch this documentary. But look, I'm gonna play this one thing right here because I felt like she was preying on these women, young women who are coming into themselves finally, or they're learning about who they really want to be, where they're going forward in their lives, and they trust in this lady because she's giving them these words of encouragement and giving her this love. Shout out to Fifth Bantha. He done gifted some memberships. Shout out to the Fifth Bantha. Perkio says thanks. Shout out to Perkio. Welcome to the Banthas. Welcome to the Banthas. You are a Bantha. If you're watching right now, you're a Bantha. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to you if you're having fun. Please like and subscribe. So yeah, she was preying on these girls coming into themselves, coming of age, and needing to, they wanting something better in life. And like, to me, they were wanting the same things everybody wants. And I don't think that people really pay attention to that, but I'm going to play a little bit of it just to give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about here.
Slightly more than quarter life crisis, and I was reevaluating everything and what I wanted to do in my life.
So you're going to be hearing, I forgot to set this up a little bit better. You're going to be hearing these young ladies who worked at this institute with Katie. I almost said her yogi name, but anyway.
I moved to Los Angeles in 2012, and I was just like at a really low point, like in my mid-20s. I had been bouncing around different jobs and communities, and like I wasn't really like finding my place in the world. And I was definitely like seeking something.
I was dealing with a lot of grief. There were 6 people in my life who died one after the other. Friends, family members.
So you hear these people are going through some of the worst shit ever in their life. You know what I mean? Like, and they're clearly at this point in their lives where they feel like it's a bit of a crisis.
People's lives, and I wanted to be on a more spiritual, purposeful path.
In 2015.
A spiritual, purposeful path. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That's how women talk here in Los Angeles. I think now that's how women talk everywhere, but like in 2004 to 2012, that was definitely how women in LA uniquely spoke about every goddamn thing.
I wanted to create art, and I wanted to really find myself. So I wound up going out to California.
Isn't it always that
I definitely
way?
read a lot of spiritual books. I had taken psychedelics. I went to Burning Man type festivals. I just felt like I didn't really connect with a lot of the like spiritual scenes that were available.
And see, this is par for the course here. Par for the course. I mean, women these days, most women these days, aren't really focused on a religion, but they still want to be spiritual, especially like millennial women, which I feel like to a degree millennial men as well. But they're seeking out some type of balance between their professional life and their spiritual life. Like, you don't want to just be known as a person who just works and comes home and works and comes home. Like, you want to have a greater purpose in life other than just being someone who works all the time. You want to be able to help people, like she said, make art and all these other things, man. Well, everybody like wants that kind of shit, right? Like, in my opinion, everybody wants that kind of stuff. So what people who are predators, what they'll do, or what I should say, what they tend to do is they will pick up on that need that people like that have, and they'll take advantage of it. Quite simply, quite plain. Gers and Purse says, I haven't been in a cult, but I've definitely fallen down the YouTube rabbit hole about Scientology. There's the giant blue building in Los Angeles. There are so many wild books on that subject. I used to work at Children's Hospital, actually, right by the blue building. I think it's right. Yeah, it's right next door to the blue building. A lot of cult shit going on there. Had a cult moment. Almost, they tried to suck me in over there. They always try to suck you in over there. Oh my God. They always try to suck you in over there at the I'm sorry if you're just listening, the Zoom happened again. But yeah, they're always trying to suck people in over there at the Scientology building. If you're within about 5 to 10 blocks of that place, they're gonna try to snatch you up. Like, seriously, watch your kids around there, man. Them motherfuckers might abduct your kids. They're that serious about it. No bullshit. Fifth Bantha says BGP respectfully, I'm way too wary of those people to even talk about it. You know, that's probably a good point. That's probably a good point. But no publicity is bad publicity. Look, if some Scientology people are mad enough to make this channel go away, then I don't know. Is that a good thing? Does that mean I'm popular? I'm more popular than I thought I was? Whatever. I'm ready to go to war with anybody. We're Banthas in this bitch. We're ready to go to war with anybody, right, guys? Guys, right? We ready to go to war? Y'all backing me up? There's people leaving the chat. What's going on? Come on, there's people leaving. What's going on? Don't leave. You're supposed to be here. You're supposed to be down with me. Anyway. Yeah, man. What happened, man? Goddamn. Phil Bantha said, chirp, 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 chirp. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's get back to the show. How about that? So Kundalini yoga. Kundalini yoga basically is a bunch of bullshit. Kundalini yoga, what's the difference between Kundalini yoga and other yoga, right? What is the difference? It's like a bunch of huffing and puffing, more physical, that bullshit. Crazy breathing like that shit. It's okay, Penny. It's okay. Everything's fine. Penny. That's how they do the breathing, y'all. That's how they do the breathing. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. That's how they do it. Gers and Purse says, I'll be behind you in a bush. Oh, man. Oh, y'all just not going to even back me up, man. Yeah. Oh, Fifth Bantha says, yeah, like Homer Simpson, right? Okay. That's, it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. I can handle it on my own, man. I can handle it on my own. You got me, Penny? You rolling with me, big dog? You rolling with me, big dog? At any rate, I haven't even gotten into like half of what's going on in this documentary. This shit is all over the place. Hold on, let's see where we are here.
I was craving something deeper. I wanted a community. I wanted belonging. I wanted to fit in and feel like I had a purpose.
They all say the
There
same
was a Kundalini
shit.
yoga studio that was right by my apartment. And one of the classes that I took was Guru Jagat's. She would roll up and like she has her entourage.
People are like clapping and moving all their stuff away.
So yeah, like I was saying, this bitch is like a big star. Like she loves her jewelry, she loves her fancy shit, you know what I mean? And really, honestly, this ain't no bullshit. This was a pretty big deal. Like people were like unable to park. People would go to this spot. Like if you know where it was over in Venice, or it was in like Culver City off like Lincoln and something. Man, it was off Lincoln in Culver City area, like Culver City off Venice and Lincoln, maybe. At any rate, old girl, forgot what I was saying, but old girl was just manipulating people, man, getting them to just give her all your money to do yoga. But the difference in Kundalini yoga is the abuse, man. The abuse. It's this type of yoga that makes you, it's a type of yoga where the spiritual advisor is like talking shit to you and breaking you down in their sense, in their mind, and their ways of looking at it. It's breaking you down to help bring you up so that you can, overcome your deficiencies as a spiritual being. You hear what I just said? Look, listen to what I just said. I just made all of that up. I just made it all up. I'm paraphrasing the fuck out of this shit, but guess what they do? They do that at a higher level, cuz. Like, they do that at a higher level than what I just did, cuz. Okay? It's really crazy because it's all represented in this, like, women's empowerment and everything, but they're putting women in the poorhouse, man. You talking about for a whole year, if you wanted to get the full premium package, you're talking about $25,000 a year to like, I think like $2,400 a month or something like that. Like, this was a lot of money. Let me see here. What was I going to get to after that? Because that is the path to a cult, right? Like, that kind of shit is what gets you caught up into them moments, is that people have these insecurities and they have these wants and needs that aren't being met, right? It's the same reason, allegedly, that a lot of people ended up voting for the red team this year, is because people have a lot of wants, needs, and they're not being addressed. And when someone comes along and addresses them, you tend to gravitate towards those people. But y'all are probably thinking like, yo, well, have I said what race this person was? I haven't said what race this person was, but y'all go ahead and guess what race this bitch is. I'm gonna break. Well, actually, yeah, y'all go ahead and guess what. No, you know what? Fuck that, because it messes up my intro that I have here to my next point. And so this lady was white, and she's got the turban with her hair poking out of the turban and all this shit, which apparently is a big no-no. That's apparently a huge no-no. You don't have your hair coming out of your turban. That's bad. But I was curious as to how this is going on. So I was like, man, I'm gonna keep watching this shit, because I was like, you remember I was telling you at the beginning, I ain't really want to watch this shit. But I was like, fuck it, okay, now I'm intrigued now. I'm intrigued now. So how did this white lady get this superpower of yoga and con artistry? How did she combine these things together? And then I found it out. I found out that, well, you know, because I kept watching, there was this dude named Yogi Bhajan. And Yogi Bhajan, he was a motherfucker, right? I'm trying to get to it. Oh, you know what? I think this is it right here. So let me get you introduced to Yogi Bhajan. He did a lot of the yoga teachings that Katie is using, the Kundalini artistry of yoga. That all comes from Yogi Bhajan, apparently, allegedly. So I'm trying to bring him up. You know what? Let's try here.
Nutty? Okay.
There's this incredible mystique about this man. He was like charismatic to a degree I'd never experienced.
Yogi Bhajan.
He himself was physically imposing.
I felt a little, shy, and how he was like a dignitary to me.
Yogi Bhajan.
One of the things that was so appealing about what Yogi Bhajan taught in those early days was long hair was good, live naturally, eat vegetarian food, equality, men and women are equal. There should be no caste system. There's no high, there's no low. We're all on the same plane. All of these things that I already embraced. So when Yogi Bhajan comes in, preaching all that stuff, wow, well, that's the religion I want.
So yeah, see, so people are seeking religion in some kind of way, right? Like this is in the early 70s. I mean, 60s.
Happy, holy organization as a means to spread Kundalini yoga throughout the world.
Okay, we're not listening to bullshit songs. But yeah, Kundalini yoga, man, it's been around since the 60s, man, since the free love era, And this guy was basically the head of making sure that all the whites got their good yoga. But the number one thing I noticed is these motherfuckers wasn't doing no yoga. I ain't never see these dudes doing no yoga ever. But they did have this one dude who was in this documentary, and he was cold-blooded, man. I want to let you hear him talking about this shit because he was amazing.
Soon, there is a center of 3HO life in Los Angeles based on Bruce Road and Robertson Boulevard.
Bruce Road and Robertson Boulevard, Culver City.
Want to emulate him. And some of them inquire about what it means to be a Sikh.
And I started learning how to speak and read Punjabi and learning the music of the Sikhs and learned how to play sitar and learned how to play the tablas.
They incorporate.
So yeah, he's incorporating all these white people into a culture of Sikh religion, Sikh Muslim religion, and they don't really seem to understand any of it.
Tail end the 60s, early 70s.
Is it Muslim?
What is the distinction between Sikh and Kundalini?
I think they're two different worlds. I wouldn't even kind of put them in the same sentence, really.
She was asked, what are the differences between Sikh and Kundalini? And she said, I wouldn't even put them in the same fucking sentence.
I think that Yogi Bhajan saw the value in his white practitioners, and he saw that they would legitimize him and also attract more followers.
So yeah, he saw he could take advantage of these white folks. He said, man, let's get this money. And they didn't know any better. He knew that he was able to pose himself as a spiritual leader and a spiritual teacher, and at the same time, place himself in a position in which he could make millions of dole hairs. Millions and millions of dole hairs. Yeah, man, Bajin was a crazy man, and this is who she learned from. Katie learned from. She watched a lot of his videos, but she didn't actually learn from him in the sense that he taught her. She just watched some videos about him and shit. And I just want to play how they explain how Bajin works. Yogi Bajin.
There shall be war always.
The secretaries had positions of responsibility and respect within the community.
He had secretaries, inner secretaries, and all kind of other shit.
From the very beginning until the end of his life.
Yogi Bhajan put a number of us staff of his personal secretaries in positions like the president of all the companies, the executive director of the companies, the chief of staff. He appointed me as the treasurer of Golden Temple and Yogi Tea Enterprises.
So he's giving a lot of women a job. So he claims himself to be a feminist. But what he doesn't do is, I mean, what they don't tell you right there is that all of these secretaries are like super young, super young, like way too goddamn young. And it's gross. It's nasty. And it was one of the big things that I was able to tell first and foremost right off the bat, like, oh, they're going to be talking about PDF files in this one. And sure enough, he is a PDF file. And so much to the fact that this dude was elaborate with it. So he's able to start this cult, and all these white people, he's able to, and I'm saying white people because that was exactly who he was going after. Okay. He wasn't going after black people. One of the things that he went to, the links that he went to, was to create a school in India, which apparently has no extradition. I don't know. But he started a school back in India in which the parents of the cult that he had just started, you know, now he's got a cult and they've had kids and they all practicing the same religion. So he's like, look, just send your kids off to this one island. Or it's not an island. I'm sorry. I said an island because it's fucking Epstein. But he said, let's send your kids to this boarding school. It'll be good for them. We need to get them away from the temptations of America so that they can grow up without drugs and alcohol influences. So apparently you couldn't get drugs and alcohol in the areas of India that they were going to. And yeah, it sounded great. It sounded good in the hood until it wasn't.
And Yogi Bhajan said, it's beautiful there. It's in the mountains. It's Oxford, Cambridge standard.
Children must go to a place where there's no drug pressure and no drug pushing, and there's no molesting, and there's no raping.
Now, wait a minute. Did y'all hear what he said now? Did y'all hear what he said?
A place where there's no drug pressure and no drug pushing, and there's no molesting, and there's no raping.
If there is no vaping at a place that you want me to go to, maybe you don't have to tell me that there's no rape in there. Like, if you want me to go to, like, this is the thing. When you're going to college, you're getting ready to go to college, right? You're talking to your counselor, and they're asking you, like, yo, what schools do you want to go to when you go to college? And you say 3 schools, and he or she is just like, well, you don't want to go to this school because they don't have the major that you're looking for. And you don't want to go to this school because there's a lot of people trying to get into that same school. But, you don't want to go to this school because there's some raping going on there. And so because there's rape, you don't want to go to that school. And vice versa. You don't have anybody ever say, well, you don't want to go to this school, but you want to go to this school because there's no raping. There's 0 raping. Like, that is a crazy fucking caveat to put on the end. And if it's not happening, you shouldn't have to say it, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, so he starts this school in which they describe it, the people who attended it describe it as like hell on earth. They were getting beat up by the teachers. They didn't have anybody providing them utensils or things for hygiene, regular hygiene. For instance, they had they had to beg people for a toothbrush. Sometimes you didn't have a toothbrush at times. Like I said, they used to beat them and they used to make them work. So it's like slave labor. And they had another situation that I can't remember off the bat right now. Damn. But anyway, outside of that, they also had, like I said, he was a PDF file and a monster. So it was a lot of other things that I'd rather not say here on the show, rather not talk about, but it was weird. Just no, it was weird. It was fucked up. And the things he was doing to little kids, little girls, people like that are absolutely disgusting and monsters. But the people who should have felt the worst, at least the most guilt is what I should say. The people who should have felt the most guilt were the parents. And it was crazy because if you're a kid, can you imagine your mom sent you on a plane to India and you go there and you're getting attacked sexually by this dude who is supposed to be your spiritual leader? It's insane. Gerson Purr says, why is it always about internal purpose? Like, do some dang local community service? Do some dang community service. There's your purpose. They're over there doing downward dog. Sorry, my eyes are super fucking foggy right now. And I feel like I got something in them, but I think they're just dry because I smoked marijuana. I think that's all it is. But they're so dry, dude. It's not helping. So yeah, man. This dude is weird, dude. This dude is weird, but all of the teachings that Kay gets are from this dude, man. Like, just there's no way around it other than what I'm telling you right now. She learned it from him. And like I was saying, can you imagine if your parents sent you out to India and then you don't see your family for 9 years. People who were there for the longest were there for up to 9 years. Now, one thing that I wanted to talk about is getting back to Katie. Her parents, they were very cool people. They were in this documentary as well. I liked how they did the way that the directors handled fitting them into this documentary was very tasteful, and it was done very well. It was respectful, tasteful, in the sense that, I don't know if I said it, but this girl she's no longer with us. This girl did die. So I do want to make sure that I let you know that they were very respectful to this girl in that sense. So the logistics of the documentary do focus on the fact that, like, this girl most likely never even met Yoga Bajin, and that a lot of her shit is straight bullshit, because they do point out that she had like an astrology YouTube page. That's why that's in the description on Wikipedia. But she had an astrology YouTube page before she started doing what's it called? Kundalini. Kundalingas. But anyway, let me play a little bit of what she used to kind of sound like doing those. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I want to play a little sound of them talking about a little bit more elaboration on what I was just reporting to you guys, letting you know about, let's see here.
And she wouldn't stress about people paying. It was cheap. It was about community. It was informal. It was how she started out.
She was happy. She wasn't stressed. She was flowing in all the chi that she could muster at that time.
There's this kind of feeling cosmically right now that we're preparing for something very big, and the preparation process is imperative.
Katie had her kind of own teaching thing going on, but she was just another student at Golden Bridge.
And you hear that shit? That bitch said nothing when she was just talking just then. And like, it's like a kind of, and
there's this kind of feeling cosmically right now that we're preparing for something very big, and the preparation process is imperative.
Katie had her kind of own teaching.
That shit is ridiculous. She didn't say a goddamn thing. She just said it with confidence, and then all y'all believe her. It's crazy. It's like white people are like the sirens in real life. Not white people, white women, blue-eyed white women. I'm just joking, white women. Some of my best friends are white women.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
Oh, I think I'm going to do that from now on. Some of my best friends are white women.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Oh, man, look. Anytime I say something racist or race related, I should say, because I don't say racist things on here.
They're eating the dogs.
That's what I'm going to do. It's going to be a great 4 years, you guys. I'm just telling you. Just make sure, if you don't think that it's going to be a great 4 years, if you feel like you can't make it, just come on over here to the Bantha Bunch Show every 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. every Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Now, before I finish up, I do want to talk about this one weird ass dude that was of Yogi under Bajin. Yogi Bajin. Let me play some of this.
And then she started taking classes with her G1.
I'm Hari Jeevan. This is Kundalini Yoga.
And he taught a little bit differently.
I remember Hari Jeevan, his first tune in.
That is this nigga's shit. Okay? That was him doing his shit. Now, so this dude, he is not Indian. He is I hope this is all making sense, y'all. I hope all this is making sense because it's kind of confusing. So you got Katie, then you got Yogi Bhajan. Now you got this other dude who I can't even remember his name, but he's a total joke. He is this Jewish guy who's basically pretending to be Indian, but not pretending. He's just not saying that he's Indian, but he's not saying he's not Indian. And he used to be under Yogi Bhajan. He also did prison time for Yogi Bhajan because he used to be a part of a scam that they used to run while running the yoga facility that they ran in the early 70s and late 70s. So let me just play a little bit what they do for the intro of this guy because it was interesting. It was interesting to say the least.
Increased energy. You'll like.
And he liked to play the gong.
Nothing compares to the gong as a way to remove stress. And when we remove the stress, you'll have a tremendous amount of increased energy. You'll like the gong.
I liked the gong. I thought it was cool.
I might need to get the drop of that. Yeah, she liked the gong. They liked the gong. People liked the gong. I don't know why. It was, you know what? I liked the gong too. It wasn't that bad. But this guy, he was a first generation Yogi Bhajan leader. And then from him came Kate. If that does make any sense, Guru Jarat. And they basically just ran game on people for years. Now you're like, yo, well, you said she died. Well, how did she die? Well, this is the thing. Remember I was saying she didn't look like she was doing any yoga? Well, it was because as they went through time, like this girl just blowing up. And I was just like, no offense, but like people who are doing yoga all the time, you're teaching classes of people doing yoga with you all the time. There's no way on earth that you're going to be overweight. Now, you might be a bigger person and, you know what I'm saying, you deal with all kind of other shit like that, but there's no way on earth that you're going to be dealing with like that kind of weight gain. And yeah, I was able to pick up on that early in the documentary, and it was confirmed for me because at the end they started talking about her weight gain and how she ate terrible shit. I mean, this girl was eating the most decadent shit in the world. So not taking care of herself, not even participating in her own classes that she's teaching, it just became untenable. So she goes out, long story short, she goes out of town. She comes to Germany, breaks her leg or breaks her ankle and forgoes having surgery and comes back to the States to have the surgery. But if y'all don't know, you're not supposed to like fly or nothing like that when you have an injury like that, because it could create a blood clot. And that's what happened. Long story short, she ended up making it to California and then ended up having a blood clot later on and ended up passing away. So the thing was so crazy, they thought there's people who still to this day think that the lady is alive. There's people to this day that think that she's still alive. Like, what kind of shit is that? You think the lady is still alive? Like, because they think that she faked her death because she was on the internet talking a lot about dying. And I'm like, man, it's more likely that she committed, ending her own existence on Earth, rather than I believe that she went out and just pulled a whole like Kaiser Sosa type deal. I don't think that's what happened at all. I think that she's no longer with us is the best explanation. Occam's razor. The easiest explanation is the most likely, or the most likely explanation is the easiest. I don't know. Who knows? What up, little frothy? What up, little frothy? What up to everybody that's watching? What up to everybody that's watching? I do want to pay. Hold on a second. Sorry, I had to clear my throat, man. Shout out to everybody who's watching, like I said, and I do want to pay some bills real quick. I do want to say, shout out to everybody who keeps asking me about my eyes. My eyes, I can see, and I do not have my eyes closed. I just can barely open my eyes, and it has nothing to do with marijuana. It's just how my eyes are, okay? This is them, okay? Okay, so people quit asking. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. Oh, paying some bills. Man, I do a show with my brother, and it's called Does It Hold Up? It's on the Drunk Banthas channel. Does it hold up? Oh, it's called the Does It Hold Up show, and it's on the Drunk Banthas channel. You can check it out. Usually it was every other Wednesday. Every other week. But we changed it up and we decided to go every other. Wait, no. Is it every Wednesday? It used to be every Monday, every other Monday. Now it's every other Wednesday, every other Wednesday. So please, 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 please go check that out. We have a new episode that just dropped on the Drunk Banthas channel. It's which one was it? Hellboy. Hellboy just dropped Does It Hold Up episode on the Drunk Banthas channel. Please, please, please go check it out. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Having an issue. There we go. Go check that out. It's got our boy Jeff in it. Had a good time with that one. Man, if you guys don't know nothing about Jeff, you should know that he's hilarious. We hang out with him every Monday on the Drunk Banthas podcast, and you can check him out on Jeff's Comic Book Corner. And that's Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, man. So check us out over there, man. We're gonna have a good time. Gers and Purr says, "Oh, you need some teardrops, baby." Yeah, I need some teardrops. I don't use teardrops for real, but like today, something weird happened. just need some teardrops, I guess. I'm getting old, man. Getting old. Need some teardrops. Gotta do it. Yeah, I don't think I have much more to talk about. I was going to talk about It's Florida Man, but you know what we got to do, guys? I got to watch it is what I got to do. Maybe, you know what, next week we'll talk about It's Florida Man and we'll talk about, we'll talk about It's Florida Man and maybe something else, but we'll definitely get 2 It's Florida Man episodes in. That is like what I'll do. I'll make that up. And you know what? I just wanted to say this. You guys can pick what you want to watch or what you want to talk about here on the Bantha Bunch Show. All you got to do is go to the Drunk Banthas on Instagram, drunk_Banthas on X on Twitter, and and nerds_night on Twitter, and go to any of those that I just said and just DM me. Just say, hey man, I want to talk about this. At me on Twitter, at me on Instagram, and boom, I'm doing whatever you want me to do. I'll talk about it. I promise. Sorry if you heard me burping, but also make sure you call that number, 323-680-4101. That's 323-680-4101. Leave me a voicemail and I will play it on the show. I will play it right here on the show, man. We just had one today. Othelia's blessed us with one, you guys. Let's get it in. Othelia sent that a long time ago. I just had not gotten to it in a long ass time. I apologize for that, but I will be checking for it more often since people are actually doing it. So let's go. Like I said, my name is Bill, and I am your favorite cousin's favorite cousin. You can check me out on the Drunk Banthas podcast every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, 8:15 p.m. Pacific time. And I'll be here with your favorite Jedi's favorite Jedi Master Grayson, and your boy Jeff. He is hilarious. I am here on the Drunk Banthas I am here on the Drunk Banthas channel and Nerds at Night channel every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 7:15 p.m. Pacific time, and most likely 8:15 p.m. Pacific time, because I'll be having to do shit sometimes. This is your favorite cousin's favorite cousin. This is the Bantha Bunch Show, Nerds at Night. And for Drunk Banthas and for my co-host Penny, I'll be seeing y'all. Get the fuck out of here. Let's go. I fucking love hanging